think that I have an excellent team in Mega right now, and that's what they were pushing to do. And I also have a fantastic editorial team. I have a fantastic advertising team. And advertising said yes, they could underwrite it. And editorial said, yes, we can produce beautiful pictures, we can produce a beautiful story, and we can make this the thickest issue ever. We always like surpassing what we've done before.
Mega Magazine is the leading magazine in its category. It's been around for 21 years. It's homegrown. Everything that we do is for the Filipino reader.
The brand equity of Mega is really strong. And to maintain on that level, you have to be consistent with your formula. And that is in putting the brightest stars on the cover.
Ever since Vogue came out with their September issue and they created a documentary for that, it spun into this huge deal.
The way we see the September issue, it's really our pinakapasabog of the year.
It's going to be around 400 pages, and it's the thickest that we've had since Mega.
The September issue is about going abroad and showing the Filipinos something fantastic is the cause for celebration. The big fashion issue is just so grand, and the country is just so far. There was no one else except Anne Curtis.
Anne Curtis is probably, you know, the it girl, the forever muse.
If there was one star in this country that has probably the biggest influence and the biggest impact, it's clearly Anne.
I said, Anne, we want you and no other woman because she's the country's biggest star.
Your passport? Yeah. Are you rolling?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's finally happening.
For the first time, I'm staying behind to take care of not only Mega Man, but the other editorials that are going to go into this big fashion issue. There's huge amounts of pressure placed on the team that's going to South America, and they can't come home with mediocre photos.
Really crazy to spend millions to shoot a couple of covers. And the thing is, it is a testament to the strong relationship that we have with our sponsors and our advertisers, because without them, really, we can't do anything.
We brought the most relevant brands, retail brands in the country, SM ladies. We also brought the Mega YDC designers, Emira Yamamoto, Sean Herrera, Chepe Rogador, Adrian Sahagon, and also senior designers as well, Ivar Luzque Asaron, Albert Andrada.
The flight path alone was insane. We departed Manila at 1 in the morning, arrived at Abu Dhabi 8 hours later. They rolled out the red carpet for us. We were so well taken care of. We were ushered to the lounge. Fed so well. Obviously, I like spicy food. We didn't even feel like we had any jet lag because they sent us to the spa for a massage. They made sure that everyone in the team was taken care of.
Everybody was trying to sleep. trying to do something, and Anne was studying. She brought out her computer and she was studying the entire time. The girl hasn't had much sleep. She wanted to teach preschool children. She also is thinking of a life other than acting. She just started impressing us more and more.
So what I can do is like, if we're gonna be like super exhausted here, we can split this one. What could possibly go wrong? Everything.
He should actually be there, I think, by noon, not just after.
Really? Okay.
He's flying straight from New York to Sao Paulo.
There's a lot of things that you can't really expect until you actually get there.
We were informed that our flight was delayed. Instead of feeling bad about it, we just decided to do a pre-production meeting.
So we're gonna be changing up our schedule a bit. 3 p.m. we'll start hair and makeup so that we can do our evening shoots. We might finish pretty late. Then we'll fly out to Rio. The first day, it's your rest day, but we'll be shooting the Sporty Flux editorial with Vanessa Matsunaga. She's coming in from Brazil, yeah, she's flying over. I take care of the visual side of the magazine as well as some of the creative ideas for shoots. From the coloring of a page, like how things are put together, to how the story is laid out on a page. And I work with the graphic artist to bring all these stories to life on a page. So we'll do the editorial after.
Did you do this?
Yeah, these are the...
Can you help me with my...
your essay?
Sure. PowerPoint essay.
No problem.
It's about, well, you. I mean, the country's biggest star and the most iconic places in Brazil and Peru.
Tough. I don't think it's going to be a vacation for anyone because the way the itinerary is arranged, there's not a single break for anyone. We're boarding in 30 minutes. Boarding in 30 minutes.
As far as I know, they have to produce 7 or 8 editorials and then a cover story, which will be shot in 2 separate locations. It's gonna be such a daunting task.
For the September big fashion issue, the team is going to land first in Sao Paulo because Etihad, our partner for this trip, is actually, that's where they land, in Brazil.
Welcome to Sao Paulo.
Oh, hello!
How do you feel?
Excited.
How was the flight?
It was good, actually. It was really good. Etihad's great.
We were in the plane for 14, 15 hours. Finally, we arrived. We go to the hotel and wake up again to go around Sao Paulo and find locations for our cover story shoot and 2 editorials, one for Avon Cosmetics and a fashion editorial for SM Ladies. For me, the documentation of this trip is vital because we would like to share with everyone what it really takes to make a magazine.
La fica aqui vai.
La fica.
In fact, we want people to see the less glamorous side of things.
Hi guys, it's 6 a.m. here in Sao Paulo and we're here for the Ocular. Up early, just 4 hours ago we arrived at our hotel and yet here we are. This is Danilo Hess, our fabulous photographer for this project, September issue. Danilo, what do you think about this place?
It's gorgeous.
It's called Museo Paulista and well, it's a huge place. There's this structure and then so many gardens.
We were supposed to have that first day to really like prep for everything, and everything was crammed into one day.
Definitely one from an angle like here, so she could be right here.
Yeah, definitely.
You see this,
And then this one.
And then we reverse.
Yeah.
We go on the opposite side of the pool or the fountains over here.
Yeah.
And
Get
get
this
the
one.
angle that you saw from the brochure.
So we'll shoot so many
Similar.
layouts.
Similar.
3.
Yeah.
3 maximum probably here.
Okay, I think we should head back.
This
Seam.
Arte Urbana.
Floresta Urbana.
We were brought all the way to South America, and to say that, oh, we're just gonna give up, we're just gonna stay in one spot just because it's comfy.
Double violence lá.
Então, sobe a brigadeiro.
Sobe a brigadeiro.
Aí senta ali à direita, sempre à direita ali.
Sempre à direita. Tá.
Oh, no, not Chinatown. I'd rather have like 3 amazing shots in 3 amazing locations.
Praça da Sé.
And then, rather than like 20 in just one location.
The thing is, we were again pressed for time, so Mike and I had to split up with Danilo and Mika. And the 2 of them had to do the ocular for the 2 other editorials. And Mike and I had to rendezvous back to the hotel to make sure that the team was okay and that Anne was already doing hair and makeup.
One of our biggest partners for this trip is Etihad. I'm really looking forward to flying Etihad because what I've heard is that they've got an excellent business class, the food is good.
The flat bed is always nice, and the food, there's kitchen anytime.
This trip is really about proving that the Filipino is world-class, that we can produce beautiful images that would rival the international magazines.
Hi, I'm Anne.
Danilo.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Okay. Everybody here?
Sorry, your editor-in-chief. What a journey.
We hired a driver and we told him exactly where we wanted to go. As soon as we were near the place, the guy was just like, no, I have to take you to this other entrance. And we just went around for another 30 minutes. The thing is, like, you really have to get the perfect light for this kind of shoot, and it took a lot of pushing him to just stop. You know, like everyone was telling him, just stop here.
Because we want to take pictures, we don't want to look at the museum. We were telling you a while ago, but you didn't want to stop.
Yeah, let's go with the car.
I'm both nervous and excited for Mika. It's not her first time to go on a foreign trip, but this is going to be the biggest test of her creative career. Why? Because she's going to be shooting, in a limited amount of time.
So finally we get to the cover story shoot in Parque Independencia. We kind of already knew that we were going to be asked about a permit. Unfortunately, we weren't able to secure one.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna walk along all the way to the front again.
We tried to be kind of sneaky about it.
Give us 10 to 15 minutes.
What?
10 to 15 minutes before you head there.
Okay. So we went in separately, not as an entire group. So it would be Anne first and her glam team.
Oh my God, my God.
Okay lang.
And then Danilo, and then Sari, Mickey, and myself. We just broke ourselves up into little groups of 3 and to finally meet for the shoot. We have na the authorization.
What?
We have na the authorization.
To shoot here.
To shoot. We do. It was very nice that we went to the office and there was a guy named Tadeo who immediately let us do what we had to do, and yeah, very fast. We just had to give them the name of the magazine and the website. So, the powers of megastyle.ph.
We'll just kind of walk around and
Okay.
keep it simple.
Yeah.
In real life.
So how are you feeling right now?
Apprehensive. It's always difficult, like when you're starting a shoot, because you just have a short period of time. You can't control circumstances, but you have to get the shot, and you can't go home after traveling this far without having it. So I'm excited, but I'm also scared.
There we go. That looks nice.
The head.
It's just like she just came out blazing, you know. She looked great.
My name is Anne Curtis Smith, representing the lovely islands of the Philippines.
It was really nice seeing that. Like, she had so much energy and it was fun to shoot her. She just kept going. You could just keep clicking and every frame is gonna look great. Tapos parang gagawin natin, maglalakad ka lang and then we'll be capturing looking off camera.
Okay.
So parang,
Beautiful.
He's great, like so easy. I think it's very important that you're able to work with a photographer that easy. It was just an instant click, you know? Bravo! The clothes are so nice, the dress.
I think a lot of people have this idea that a fashion magazine is made up of just glamour. It is, but I think it's only 10% of what a fashion magazine is all about. A great deal of it, the other 90% is hard work, talent, and people coming together to piece something that's got to do with a vision and a mission.
So what's the plan, Stan?
This one, we're going back to the hotel.
No, we're going to...
Hello? Hello, Clayton. Hello?
My accent!
As soon as we wrapped up the cover story layouts with Anne, we had a lunch with Havaianas.
So we're here in an authentic churrascaria hosted by Havaianas Brazil, and we're very happy to have Clayton here from Havaianas Brazil to take care of us.
Eating in that churrascaria, which is very Brazilian, all that meat.
This is where Brazilian men bring around skewers of meat and serve it for you. And it's amazing.
There is a funny thing here that you have those cards, which you have the green in this side and the red in that side. So when you feel hungry, you just turn it to green. Then the guys will know that they can serve you.
They can feed you.
Yeah.
Havaianas is Brazil, right?
We are in Havaianas. What a fantastic store.
Yeah. That's the single product I think that everybody knows here that's from Brazil. It's made quite an impression in this country, especially since we use flip-flops like all year round. And it was just so much fun actually to be taken around by the Havaianas people.
as much as I want to be absolutely pleasant the entire time, it's just, you can't help but show that you're slightly kind of on edge because you need to get that time of day for the photographer. You need that time to travel to each point, especially we weren't familiar with the place and the traffic was just insane.
We picked up a few of those Melissa Karl Lagerfeld shoes to shoot. The shoes were displayed in such a way that they were in like canisters, like museum pieces.
Viewers should pay attention to the big September issue because it's your complete guide. Everything from makeup to hair, to dresses, to pants, to separates, to accessories, to the it bag, to the it shoe. It's all in this one giant issue. Avon is a huge partner of Mega Magazine. In fact, we've had several covers with them. We did Angel Locsin last year. This year we did Rufo Gutierrez for the anniversary cover of Mega. We are pushing the pinks and the oranges and the reds. And of course, who is a better model for lip color than Anne Curtis?
We did that whole crazy like taxi ride looking for locations and we found this wonderful spot. It was right beside a church, it looked gorgeous, like the colors were great. It had that great vibe of Brazil. When we got there, not what we expected.
I'm gonna do on-camera flash first to see what it looks like, and then we might make slight changes, but I want to work as fast as we can. It's a really beautiful area.
All right. We started off with a shoot. Okay, let's see where this goes and see if we can still make it work.
This is like Terry Richardson, like it's just like.
Putting the clothes onto her, I just layered it down, and then after one layout, I just layered the clothes.
I think we have a lot of great options considering.
Yeah. That's why I want to get the feeling of what you guys like.
Robbie and Raymond, we were glad they were there because we wanted Anne to be comfortable, but like, wow, the stuff they could produce, they really understood how Anne is and how to make her look fantastic.
A little bit more side lit, I'm going to say this tiny bit more side lit. We got it.
It's a wrap. Thank you.
Congrats, guys. You beat. This is the first time Robbie has ever used blue eyeshadow and white eyeshadow. Only you guys brought him out. Brought the artist side. There's always a time for something else, right?
It's the first time for everything.
Yay, finish.
Good night.
So we're actually going to put Mika and Patrick to the test, and Danilo has. After the Avon shoot, they have another shoot.
It's 10:20 p.m. in Sao Paulo, and we are doing the SM Ladies Fashion Editorial.
The booking of the model happened early morning, and just the confirmation was like while we were shooting, last minute booking, and then we need 2 of them, and then we need them to be the same height. Now, we were a little thrown away. Like, they arrived and there was a height difference there. So, and at the same time, we didn't have the shoe size for these girls. As we were shooting, we decided to just move the other model forward and have her walk around like right in front of the camera just so that we could cheat the height. Because at those moments, you just gotta play with it.
Basically, the shoot is about new laces. So it's kind of like new femininity, or should I say, new feminine laces. That's what I promised SM.
By that time, it was freezing. It was winter in Brazil, in Sao Paulo.
It's super cold. It's probably around 12 degrees Celsius, and they're enduring sleeveless silk tops and skirts for a shoot. You have to be a real professional to have to pull that off.
I've experienced doing shoots like that. Actually, in Iceland, that's what we did. We would actually shoot the models, and they would actually have to change kung saan-saan. But this was really different because, 1, the homeless factor, and 2, the cold was just too much. I thought Iceland was cold. Apparently, Brazil is colder.
2, 3.
Patrick had his gigantic luggage with all of his clothes and accessories, and he just needed to style the outfits impromptu with the model changing with just, you know, maybe a couple of jackets to cover her.
There's your ghost in Sao Paulo.
How are you feeling right now?
Tired. But it's all coming out good. We're doing a little technique that I've been playing around with for a while. A little flash, a little long exposure to create that and a little bit of movement.
You're thrown this curveball, you gotta find a way to hit it.
Can I show you a place that we saw like a while ago? Because like there's a parking area right beside it, and I think we can park there so that we're just closer, and there's like a nice area.
Yeah, right now everything is closed here.
There's always like these interesting changes to the shoot because you have to adjust to something, and that made it fun, you know, it made it a little bit more dynamic. The first day that we were there pretty much set the pace for the rest of the trip. It's just insanity. But the great thing is that we've got good people with us. There was a lot of exhaustion, a lot of frustration, but I mean, in the end, it shouldn't show in the magazine, and I think everyone pulled it off.
Sao Paulo leg, it seemed like everything was conspiring against us. The traffic was so bad, the homeless people. Magically, things seemed to just turn around.
We're in Rio, we made it, and it's early, it's sunny, it's warm, we're so excited.
I remember the first day, the day that we all decided, you know what, today we're not gonna shoot. Today we're gonna enjoy ourselves, we're gonna get some rest.
I am very important in the Philippines right now.
Yeah. Our driver, his name is Alex, was so adorable. He just became the ambassador, friendship ambassador of Rio de Janeiro to this little group of Filipinos. And just everything just changed.
It was just a fantastic group.
Guess who's joining us now from Brasilia? Vanessa Matsunaga.
She started becoming the official interpreter. She started becoming the tour guide.
This is Leblon. It's a very famous beach here in Brazil. Usually they shoot the big soap operas here.
People were just like helping each other. Anne started saying, what can we do for you? I mean, I'm here, Raymond and Robbie are here, we can help you. What tasks do you want to assign to us? And I was like, is this a celebrity that we brought along? She's offering to actually do some of our chores. We want to give a perfect experience to the people we're traveling with. But the thing is, we don't know the place. We try to cushion the effect of the stress of travel for our guests. But sometimes we can't do that. And the great thing about our guests was that they were trying to cushion the stress for us as well.
Good morning. It's our second day here in Rio and we're about to shoot the cover. Our first stop is the steps. And after that we'll be hitting Christ the Redeemer Day. And then the last stop is Copacabana.
We normally have just one full day to shoot everything in a city. And the day that we did the cover shoot was also the day that we did the shoot in Christ the Redeemer, the shoot on the beach. And it was such a beautiful day. We needed to catch the sun, and the location was not near.
What do you think, Anne, of this location?
Beautiful. It's gorgeous. I think it's amazing.
The mega cover girl has to have three qualities. She has to be girl hot, she has to be guy hot, and she has to be Becky approved.
It's bright and early and we're at the Escadaria Celeron of Rio de Janeiro, the famous tiled steps. It's all the way here in Lapa. It's about an hour and a half away from where we were staying, but we are here to shoot cover try. The idea for the shoot is to capture the multicultural spirit of Brazil. The guy who made this his personal project, he actually passed away this year, but it was his life's work to make what is formerly kind of boring steps and turn them into a piece of art. And that's why he would get tiles from all over the world. This is, I guess, the most tangible example of world community, because you have tiles from England, from Argentina, from New York, from different countries. If you look closely, they're actually individual pieces from different places all around the world. And some people would even come here and bring tiles because they would like to include their city in this kind of showcase. I wish we had brought something from Manila. Oo nga, we should have. But next time.
Gorgeous, yeah?
We got to the stairs and it was smooth as butter. and it's just insane when you kind of picture something in your head and it actually happens. And it's always better than how you picture it too.
Perfect. Oh, that wasn't perfect.
All of a sudden we were given a breather. The universe was just like letting us have that moment of sheer happiness, you know? The sun was perfect. I mean, the stairs was bright and the colors were vibrant. Sun was perfect on Anne's skin.
I've seen her without makeup. I've seen her with no sleep after a punishing series of days, and she still looked amazing. You know that glowing skin that a lot of advertisements and a lot of commercials promise? This girl, she really has it. And I would even ask her, girl, what are you drinking? What are you drinking so we can drink it also? And of course, it's Athena.
A little bit less, and open the eyes. Nice.
It's just such a great experience. You're here with a great team. You're here in an awesome place. And you get to shoot something that you've been wanting to shoot for some time.
Good. Nice.
I was amazed by that picture, Danilo. That was like really good. Yeah, that was really good. I didn't think it would come out that well. Magic. We have a good team.
All right, let's go, guys. Next stop, Christ the Redeemer. Just get us there really fast, but safely.
How was it?
It was amazing. It was... My mind is blown. Best cover ever. So I was so happy.
Oh, kaya ko yun.
Welcome to Brazil.
Ingit ako. Because like the tram has limited seats. So the 11 o'clock, we have like 7 seats. So that's the time we're gonna go up.
So you don't go to Rio de Janeiro without doing a shoot in Christ the Redeemer. If there's one place in Rio that is most famous to the rest of the world, it's that statue of the Christ. And to get there, you actually have to take a train.
So as soon as we got to the top with Anne, but we were just like, holy, you know, it was just crowds and crowds of people. Basically, like you didn't have personal space, you know, like everyone was just hitting you, like everyone was trying to do the same pose as Christ the Redeemer. We were thinking, how are we gonna get that shot?
Let me get as many angles as I can.
We'll just wait
stick
for
with
you.
me.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to contend with everyone else who wanted to have that money shot of Christ the Redeemer.
There are too many people right now in Christ the Redeemer, so we have to improvise.
If I could just have a megaphone and tell people to please clear the venue so we can do this shoot.
Reflector just to help.
Again, everyone just kind of clicked where, okay, we put Anne in the middle, and then Danilo just turned around, and then I held the scream already, and then someone was holding the reflector, and he was just so surprised. Oh wow, you guys are fast. Because everyone was just ready.
It's better to do this.
Yeah,
than
sounds good.
And then when we were shooting with that kind of protective layer of reflectors and scrim, people actually stepped out.
I have to have one. My sister's gonna kill me if I don't have one.
You want to get a picture?
Yeah.
Okay, really?
Can we?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a gang of American soccer kids, and they were all looking at Anne like, oh my god, who is she? Who is she? I need to have a photo with her. And that's how you know you have a real star.
Yeah?
Anne was very gracious to have, you know, all these photos of her taken with all these different people, whether or not they were from the Philippines or they were from some other place in the world.
I never really thought that you could go near Christ the Redeemer. I always thought that you had to see it from afar. I didn't know that it was some sort of park that you could go up on a funicular and then walk around. Not that I could actually be like, okay, here you are. And let me tell you, there was a little miracle there because I had been experiencing extreme pain actually on my shoulder, and it was very acute on that day. But when I went up the Christ the Redeemer, it disappeared.
So we arrive at Copacabana Beach. It's already late in the day. Late because it's winter in Brazil and the sun sets at 5:30 p.m. Oh, guys.
Water, Meryl.
So as soon as we arrive, we get to a burger joint, like some American place just by the beach, and set things up.
Vanessa Matsunaga, supermodel from Brazil, here to represent her homeland in Mega Magazine September issue. I believe that Mika has this vision of Vanessa interacting with the locals, so they're playing volleyball, some of them are doing stunts, cartwheels, backflips. I don't know what else she has to offer, but I'm very excited. I think this is going to be one of the best editorials in this issue, if not ever.
Yes, I believe so. No, not at all.
No,
Pressure making.
I know Vanessa, I know the team.
How do I say? Hello, would you like to be part of our photo shoot?
No, you're not gonna get that.
If you do there,
What are they trying to do?
Ask that guy for to be on our photo shoot. Just get wet.
Yeah, he didn't even hesitate. He was just like, yeah, right now, mega, yeah.
Just tell him it's about.
Meu nome é Lucas, estou aqui, obrigado.
The idea of the shoot is basically the whole like Brazilian like active lifestyle.
What do you guys expect from him to do? What kind of exercise?
Yeah, where the guy is right
He's saying
there.
he's gonna do it, yeah.
He's gonna
A barra.
the bar.
A barra,
And I'm gonna have you just posing right here first.
Tá.
Then I'm gonna change the idea. But for now, that's what I want to start with.
Só por isso, só isso agora.
Well, you have Vanessa, who is an amazing model to begin with. Was more than just a model for this trip. She acted like our translator, and she was also the casting director for our editorial.
Just as soon as he finishes, we're gonna use it. He's asking like if he does it continually or
No, just take your time. I'll tell you when.
Ele vai te falar quando.
Ele não contou até 3, eu não sei se ele bateu foto.
Tá, não. He's asking you for you to count to 3.
Oh no?
Yeah, okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Good. Go. Up. Again.
Aí, tá ótimo. Só de fazer alguma coisa assim.
We had these 3 guys playing with a football, and they were doing tricks with the football. And of course, you have all these people in the beach, just sunbathing and playing around, and you have to work with all of these elements. Thank God Vanessa was there because we wouldn't have been able to execute that without her. Danilo, that entire afternoon was just literally chasing the sun because it sets so quickly and you just have a sliver of sun and then it just disappears. But that's really where I guess he also showed how great of a photographer he is.
Right now you're good, but we need to make sure you guys are out of the sun right now.
The entire trip was basically us chasing the sun. You're meant to shoot Brazil in daylight, you know? That's the magic of the place, you know? We spice it up by having like already our 2 editorials where we were doing it in the evening, but we really needed the sunlight.
So what's going on right now, Danilo?
We're just chasing the sun.
The buildings are blocking it, and as the sun sets, the shadow is just going to cover up everything. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but we're going to do it because we love to do what we do.
We're still chasing the sun.
I love it already!
This one was fun because like it was supposed to show a lot of the Brazilian life, you know, the energy of Rio. And because we lost so much time, we had about basically 2 hours to shoot supposedly 8 layouts.
crazy. I think someone already passed out because the altitude here is really high. It's about 3,800 meters above sea level. You get usually altitude sickness at 3,500.
Welcome to Peru! Woo!
What do you think of Peru?
So far, so good. And that's just the airport.
Bienvenido sa Peru.
What's your first impression?
I've been so excited to get here, and I actually really, I know Cusco. I don't know what my first impression is. I'm just so excited to be here. Like I can't wait to get to Machu Picchu. It's such a thing on my bucket list. Actually, it's my only thing on my bucket list right now. So the fact that I can go, shoot something, go for work, and check something off my bucket list is like the best.
The air is thin.
When is that this?
3,800.
Dano ko? Utak. Dano ko bangkag na. Oo naman. Okay.
Turista!
We took the anchor rail and people were just dead. I remember this Instagram of Sari of Mike and Danilo just passed out. We were set to go to Machu Picchu.
And you're sleeping.
We did an editorial shoot first with the Matsunagas, Vanessa and Daniel.
Danilo and I went around Aguas Calientes to see if we could find any locations there, and one of it was actually a river.
Woo, nice place.
Which is the whole reason why the town was named that way. It's Aguas Calientes.
Hola. Oh.
We found this little restaurant that was by the side of the cliff that had a little step area up to a certain point, and then the rest of it was just us clambering down rocks. Again, very lucky to have Vanessa Matsunaga and Danielle Matsunaga with us because, these guys are game. We had to clamber down a couple of times down the rocks, change at the riverbed area, and just, jump from rock to rock, basically, trying to get our layouts done.
Twisted my ankle. Twisted my ankle.
I had to hop from this one big rock to another rock, and the jump kind of gave me a sprain. I used the stick as my walking stick as well. Anything for your work, right?
How's the road, Daniel? It's a bit scary. One step to the left, we are going down. The chair of the driver. It's like the kids' playground.
As soon as we arrived at Machu Picchu, it was just perfect. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world.
This is I've been wanting to come here for the last 5 years. And the fact that we're going to be taking pictures and I've got this fantastic brother and sister team, that's going to be something to see. Hindi mo kailangan kunin to.
Hindi lang ako kunin.
Ah, ganon. The documentary?
What's making red?
When we started this documentary, I really thought that we were just going to do something like a teaching video for journalism students or people who want to be in magazines to find out like how exactly a magazine is put together from the time that we come up with the idea up to the time that the magazine actually hits the stands. But now I'm realizing after a few days with the team that, I don't know, I'm getting goosebumps a little bit because I'm realizing that we can teach people not only how to make a magazine, but like the kind of people who actually become successful in this profession. Because we're just so lucky to have like the ideal people.
Welcome to Machu Picchu. We're here.
We've got the best celebrity, Ann Curtis, the biggest star in the Philippines right now. Pulls our luggage from the conveyor belt. She lifts things. She's offering to help us whenever we need it. She's offering to plan the food and the dinners because we don't have time to do it. She's offering her glam team to help us whenever needed. It's like she wakes people up in the morning because we can't wake up. I mean, she's a real person, and she's like concerned about the people who are carrying her luggage because they're too heavy. I think that's really what it is to be a star. And this documentary is not going to teach people just how a magazine is put together. It's also teaching people how professionals in this industry have to be. It's not about just being good at what you do. It's also the virtue that you must have as a person that makes you great.
It's just been a lot of fun. Like, it hasn't been like working. I am who I am, you know, there's no formula, I guess. What's safe to say is that I was brought up by really amazing parents that have kept me grounded, and I'm surrounded by great people. I just like to be an optimistic person all the time, if I can. Just having a lot of patience. I do consider myself very blessed that from a child star to like the teeny bopper and then, you know, leading lady material. I think it's just having a lot of patience, and if you really, really want to go for it, then, you know, you pursue it, you pursue your dreams. And that's what I really want to instill in the minds of all these followers that I have, or people who want to pursue their dreams, that it's okay to have big dreams. It's okay to want to pursue them, you know, and it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to take you 5 years, 10 years, 16 years, 25 years, but you just got to keep on going, you know. You got to keep on wanting to pursue that dream of yours, and that's exactly what I did, and I'm still doing. We'll see what life has in store for me as I get older and wiser. You know, I never thought in my life I'd actually get to travel to work. Like, I always thought if ever I went to South America, it would be to, you know, just vacation. So I think that's just amazing to have, you know, your picture taken at such an amazing location by an amazing photographer for a magazine cover. I think it was an amazing experience. I think one thing that I will say is that when we went up that hike to Machu Picchu, it's more of a personal, more than learning something about when it comes to work, because work is work for me, but it's more of when we climbed up to Machu Picchu, it reminded me of how much I missed writing in my journal. Your life is so hectic, but when you're able to reflect what it is you're feeling, what it is you're experiencing, and then being able to look back upon those words, I think that's something that you'll be able to pass on. I love what I do, and I think that's what makes me work so lightly with other people or keep doing what I'm doing. It's because I love what I do, and you have to have that passion. It was an enjoyable experience, so thank you, Mega.
tell everyone, when we leave, everyone should be positive. We shouldn't even be entertaining the thought of failure.
Hello? Hello, Clayton. Hello?
My accent.
I think if you infuse everything with this positivity, things change for the better and things start going in your favor.
Good morning.
Being with the team was a fantastic learning experience, even for me. Because I believe that you can learn from everyone. Mika, for example. Mika cried a lot. Mika was devastated, frustrated, happy. She went through all the emotions sometimes in a day. But it was a great learning experience for her, a great teaching experience for me. Like, we had our moments about, like, Mika, pull yourself together, eat. You're not eating. This is like telling me that, you know, you're a creative person. Do this, do that. And like Mika goes like, yeah, I learned something.
Everything was just, you know, a roller coaster.
Meryl, putting everything together. Meryl is a good strategist. And she has this big concept. This is mainly her idea. South America is a big idea of Meryl's and going to all these places. It was great working with her and seeing how her idea, her crazy idea, actually became reality. Patrick, who had so many clothes that he forgot to pack his own clothes. And I had to give him my scarf because he had forgotten that he had to have a jacket because all he was thinking about was the clothes for the shoot.
A huge layout though. Very, it's going to be the master plan.
Danilo, who was such a revelation also because Danilo was such a trooper. I actually didn't expect. And I do know also that in New York, in the US, they don't pack the day with so many shoots. I mean, like, they have bigger budgets and you don't like work from morning till night. And Danilo had to work from dawn until night. And he never complained. That taught me something also. And he's proud of being Filipino. Of course, Mike.
Magic happened and I wasn't there to capture it because no one woke me up.
We didn't wake him up for a shoot because we thought, pobrecito, he's so pooped, let him sleep. And then he was so mad because like he lost the opportunity to like videotape something so important. Then I go like, wow, this is really love for what you're doing, right? And he told us, drag me from the bed if you have to, but I have to get the shots. So that was a revelation to me.
Kinausap ko na yung dalawang girls sa isang kung bigsali ka. They said yes.
Mickey C was a marketing associate in Mega like, what, 10 years ago. He would always be called to the principal's office, which is my office, because I would always tell him, Mickey, you're a marketing associate. What are you doing putting makeup? I remember telling him, you know what, why don't you go and try and become a makeup artist? Because that's your love. Be a makeup artist. And here he was with our team as a full-fledged makeup artist who's doing so well. And that, to me, is a testament of how a person following his dreams. Of course, Robbie and Raymond, they were teary-eyed and they were telling me about how they had their moment in Machu Picchu, their moments of revelation, of inner peace.
Machu Naga!
Machu Naga!
Machu Naga!
And of course, Danielle was just trying to make everything light, always being funny, carrying bags. It was really a revelation. And Vanessa, I really thought that these two were such well-educated young people. I really, really take my hat off to their parents because these kids left Brazil when they were 16 and 18 respectively. They've been modeling around the world and yet it didn't get to their head. They're just fantastic looking people with perfect features and perfect bodies. But they're just regular people and so helpful, so funny.
My name is Anne Curtis Smith, representing the lovely islands of the Philippines.
Of course, our star, Anne Curtis. What really impacted me was her character and how really down to earth she was. And in fact, at one point I said, Anne, what's wrong with you? Why are you so down to earth? Why aren't you a diva? You're supposed to be just a little bit of a diva.
Yeah, but like this shot is crazy.
Everybody just did what they had to do. And I think the result would speak for itself. I think precisely people have to see the difficulties, the flaws, the crying, the fighting even, the tension, aside from the beauty, because there's so many people who want to enter the fashion industry or the magazine industry, and they're here for all the wrong reasons.
We're here to show you the 3 covers. This is the Peru cover. And then this is the Brazil cover. I have two options. One which is in magenta and pink, and then one that's in white. I know initially we wanted like a pink, but
Our two covers, one high fashion and the other ethereal, something spiritual. It actually is making Mega. It shows you the two faces of Mega. High fashion can be authentic. High fashion can be simple. Beauty can be both within and without. That is Mega. That's more than anything, I think, making Mega, aside from producing beautiful pictures, was getting to know beautiful people, making beautiful pictures, and learning from them. So that I think after that, I became inside a much more beautiful person. We don't know exactly what's going to happen next, but we do know something's going to happen.
What are we celebrating?
406
pages. Biggest fashion issue ever.
Go.
Yeah. Okay.
Mike, you're part.
Mais rápido do que uma tartaruga ninja, mais inteligente do que uma mula ou uma loira burra. Essa é a vida do super-herói que vive em Samba City. Será um pássaro? Será um avião? Será o Super Detonator? Rapadura Man? Não! É o Super Zé Ruela, protetor dos babacas, dos desaparecidos e os gays fracos e reprimidos. Super Zé Ruela. Às 7 horas vou pro campo jogar bola. Eu vejo Zé Ruela de calcinha e camisola. Quando é 8 horas vou pro brejo caçarrão. Eu vejo Zé Ruela de tanguinha e sutiã. Eu estava lá no mato, encontrei o Zé Ruela. Ela estava agachado, imitando uma gazela. Ele é meu amigo, mas é muito sem vergonha. Carrega na calcinha uma fotinha dos Mamonas. Quando ele canta, balança o coração. De dia eleva e de noite é viadão. Super Zé Ruela. Super Zé Ruela. Super Zé Ruela. Saio da escola, passo pela passarela. Eu vejo o Zé Ruela pra plantar galera. Ele diz que é homem, mas homem ele não é. Tem um jeitinho de menino e um jeitinho de mulher. Fala que é macho, mas macho não é não. Gosta de cantar de galo, mas não passa do bundão. Outro dia no banheiro, dando uma chascada, ele deu um baita puto e estourou no privada. Meu amigo é o Zé Ruela, e ele é meu colega. Eu vou fazer com ele o que o cavalo fez com a égua. Super Zé Ruela. Super Zé Ruan. Super Zé Ruan. Everybody! Super Zé Ruan.
Bravo, bravo! Bravo, bravo! Obrigado! Thank you! That was great!
Oh, thank you, everybody!
That was great!